Any time from now, the president will officially open the SEBIT cement factory in West Pokot. I have 3 points to talk about SEBIT. I will talk about what happened in SEBIT in 1985. I think that affected me even today. A small thing, but has affected me in a very big way, especially around 2010. I will talk about SEBIT. Part 2 is I'll talk about SEBIT cement factory. And of course, third is, the first one I said I'll talk about what happened in 1985. And the second is the potential of cement in SEBIT. And lastly, I'll talk about around 2010, how SEBIT incident affected me. It even affects me in mental capacity, but practically it happened even up to 2010. In 1985, one time I was traveling from Sigor to Kapenguria. The distance from Sigor to Kapenguria is approximately the same as from Nairobi to Naivasha. Being a detective, I traveled freely and I sat in the matatu on the front seat with the driver and somebody else in the middle. We reached SEBIT. Now, my estimate is from Sigor to SEBIT, it's a distance of about 55. And from SEBIT to Kapenguria, it's a distance of 45. That is my rough estimate. So we reached SEBIT, and for those who don't know SEBIT, but they travel along Kapenguria Lodwar Road, SEBIT is very near Ortum. It is between Ortum and Chepareria. So when we reached SEBIT, there was a young man then. He was a young man then. He was walking leisurely, like somebody who's walking to the kiosk and back. And the driver stopped the vehicle and asked him where he was going to. The young man said he was going to Kapenguria. He told him, enter the vehicle and tell the driver that I have paid your fare. Mwambie dereva amekulipia nauli. The young man entered the vehicle and we traveled. As we were going up, from Chepareria, as you go to Kapenguria, there is a steep hill. As we were going up there, the driver told me and the other passenger there that he has made several trips since morning, and the first time he saw that young man was at Marich Pass. Then he saw him at Ortum, and then he saw him at SEBIT. Then he formed an opinion that this young man was going far. Now, Marich Pass to Kapenguria is 85 kilometers. So this young man, he left Marich Pass, decided to walk 85 kilometers. So the driver decided in his good heart to carry him freely, or as he had said, to pay for his fare. SEBIT, there is a DevG have opened a factory there, a cement factory. Of course, DevG said that he wished that the president stays there for 25 years. I think that is whenever I have a policy that when you are very happy, don't comment. Or when you are very much annoyed, don't comment. But write on a piece of paper. That is what I usually do. When I'm very happy, you know, there's a time I just meet somebody and like somebody called me, talked to me through the social media and said he wanted to give me something and he cannot place it in my pay bill. So what I gave him the bank account number. And then so he had sent 25,000 shillings. And he told me I pray for him. 25,000. And you see, typically Kenyan, you withdraw the money the second. Now, when you get such a lot of money, you tend to, you can go to the house and promise kids everything, whatever. So when you are happy, you tend to overpromise. And when you are annoyed, you tend to overcurse. So when you are very annoyed or very happy, whatever feelings you have, write it on a piece of paper. When you are back to normal, read it. And if you can enforce it, enforce it. So I can only say that Devji said that because of the excitement that his factory is going to be open. And suppose the president wants that. Kenyan, we have changed forever. Some of these things I'm doing, I would have long been dead. So Kenya is so much changed that even if the president wanted to do that, or even if the future president wants to do that, it cannot happen. He cannot even whisper it to his closest advisors. But I was annoyed with my village mate Philip Etale, who used that for political purpose. To see, you see, Ruto wants to rule for 25 years like Moi ruled. Philip Etale knew that was not the case, but he was trying to gain political mileage there unfairly. When I was in Sigor in 1985, we used to tell the government that SEBIT was another Athi River. And in our own estimate from the intelligence, from NIS, is that SEBIT was capable of producing cement, which is between half of what Athi River used to produce in 1985, up to almost rivaling Athi River. But you see, okay, that time there was no electricity in those areas. And then also you can see that the government, Moi government, wanted kufinyilia watu. Like see Ukambani there is coal. There is a lot of potential that was known in the country throughout. Northeastern, as I speak now, Orwa Hills in West Pokot, there is more oil than Lokichar. But, well, I hope one day somebody goes and extracts that oil. So we wrote that SEBIT had enough cement to rival that place. It was just ignored. And thank goodness. And then somewhere in the middle, around 90s to 2000, somebody, I don't know which company it is, started extracting raw material from SEBIT, taking across to Uganda and start producing as Ugandan cement. Well, there is a lot in that. Imagine, you have heard people say of added value. You buy something. There is a time somebody went to Ghana and gave Ghanaians chocolate, and the Ghanaians did not know that this chocolate are the cocoa plants that they plant. Take a factory to the site. Take a chocolate factory to the site of Ghana. Take a factory to SEBIT, because you'll add jobs there. A lot of people SEBIT will even overtake Kapenguria as a big town in West Pokot. And you know, for you to start a town equivalent, and I've said it will be bigger than Kapenguria. Now, starting a town equivalent to Kapenguria, how many jobs will be there? How many shops? Hospital? You mention it. And what effect will it be on the Kenyan economy? And on the other side, in the 90s, they used to take raw cement to Uganda. Jobs were created for Ugandans in Jinja. These lorries, massive lorries, went on our road. And you know how a heavy lorry affects the tarmac as it goes through. So our roads were being spoiled, and we take the raw material to Uganda for Ugandans to start a factory and for Ugandans to create jobs for Ugandans. Let us support the Sebit cement factory. Today, if maybe you're even hearing the name Sebit from me, but I can tell you, 5 years from today, Sebit will be in the mouth. If you say you don't know where Sebit is, people will laugh at you. That is Sebit for you. Lastly, how did it affect me? There is 2 occasions that I used to walk all the way from Riruta to CBD. I used to walk all the way. There are several roads. I can count 6 or 7. One thing I decided during the 2003, not 2003, I used to go to Daily Nation offices to pursue my case, where I used to tell them that I was unfairly sacked and I should be reinstated. The interviews were many, and I could go there for several times. So when I went there for several times, I used to walk. One way was to walk from, let's say, around Kenya Science. You go all the way to Mudangari, all the way to Wayaki Way to town. Another one, you pass through Strathmore School, Chiromo Mortuary. The third one, you pass through Methodist Guest House. You come up to Royal Media, up to town. There is another one you follow, but the one you follow, Gong Road, I used not to use it because I used to remember about the Sebit issue. Suppose somebody sees you at Kenya Science, somebody sees you at a city mortuary, somebody sees you and then he forms an opinion. I would rather use a longer route which I'm not seen on the main road. The matatu driver, wherever he is, may God bless him because of what he did, and he even influenced my life forever, and maybe the life of any other person who will watch this tape. Thank you.